Hey guys, I'm S.Dan Wolf. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to jump in here and show you our first, this is like the largest, most uninterrupted 5-minute update we have gotten with Under a Rock in quite some time. And they ran a community poll, and the community as a whole decided that we wanted to see building gameplay. I think we had a couple options. They were either going to show us the combat building gameplay or the character creator, and everybody decided they wanted to see this, and this was actually my vote as well. And we'll go back in a minute and we'll pause this, but I'll just let it kind of run through its entirety and watch our little survivor, our little adventurist here, and she's collecting some materials on the beach. We're unlocking some recipes. Looks like we got some fiber wraps. She just unlocked some tools. Looks like we've got the axe coming here. And you know, I think one of the things that is so intriguing about this game, if you're anyway interested in survival games, and for me, yes, of course, the the theme park simulation, zoo simulation type of games are really my bread and butter. But these type of games are what I play off camera. These are the games that I just sink hours into privately. And I was thinking, though, I think what's so intriguing about Under a Rock is it doesn't remind you of anything. The art style and the direction they decided to go with these designs, it is so unique. It is not like anything or any direction that we've seen before. Now, of course, they've got little hints of, the survival genre that we're all familiar with, but it's just like the way they're going about it is so unique and just well thought out and methodical. The limitations on where you can build I mean, look at this right here. Just real quick, take for instance, before this turns away, she's building out over the water, but the water is not a boundary. If she wanted to jump out in that water right now and start diving down hundreds of feet, you can do that. That's a part of this game. There is an entire underwater world, ecosystem, biome, mystery component to the game. So that's what, talking to the developers like Dan and B, I think that the way that they explain how they didn't want there to be, they wanted there to be as much build freedom as possible, just gets me more hyped, particularly as a creative player, not really in it for the missions per se, but really what brings my interest out in these games is, I'll just be honest, how cool of a base can I make? That's where I spend most of my time in these games, decorating, toiling, tinkering away, and I definitely don't think they're gonna forget about us builders and decorators in this game. And you can even see, look how, with this game not even being in early access, not even in an alpha state yet, look at all those options that you just saw in that menu that are going to be coming our way with the base game. Now, as of right now, there is no early access date announced. There is no alpha access, there is no Kickstarter. The only thing they're asking us to do right now to support them and keep up with when those tests are ready is join their Discord, and it really helps if you could wish list their game on Steam. So that is the two biggest things, and they are, I will say, very, very active on their Discord. They've got a plethora of information on their screenshots, videos, and you can just see this little fleshed out base where they've kind of, this little adventurer must have learned stone recipe, which the developers have told us that, you start off with wood, thatch, but you learn more recipes and more resilient building materials kind of as you progress. And it is just, if you've not heard of this before, it is a procedural generated survival game. So no two maps will ever have the same seed. You will always be able to come in and essentially have a different experience. And you can even see with the little map right here, it looks like she has 3 different little homesteads. So I'm wondering if every time you lay a bed down, that constitutes a different little home blip on the map. that you can see up in the top right corner. I'm assuming that one down at the water was the first one that, you know, kind of popped up when she was, when you crash land on the island. And so I'm kind of thinking like, okay, well maybe that, like that first little base she was building, that a bed was laid down there, and you know, each little bed constitutes a spot on the map that possibly you could zap to, fast travel to. If you die, you can pick whichever one of your bases is, like, I'll say maybe closer to where you died at. And you can see the little dust animations clean. She's collecting little fibers here. She just unlocked coarse thread, which I think, like, if you look at the kind of like the building pieces, the thread I think is going to be a big part of the early game. So you're definitely going to want to like gather as many resources as possible at first as far as that thatch goes, because I think that's going to have a lot to do with tying your early base together. This was one of the things I pointed out to the devs I really, really like. Look at the weight of that tree. Like, look how long that took to fall. It's not like one of these survival games where, like, as soon as you whack it, the thing falls and, you know, it's just like tumbling and jumping all over the ground. Like, there really seemed to be some cool physics about that. And one of the devs actually jumped in and said, yeah, and if you don't, like, a lot of times the trees won't just fall on their own. Sometimes you actually have to give them a push or give them another little hit to get them to fall all the way to the ground. All of this, the rock work, the exploding of the rocks, the trees falling, it all looks like very pleasing. Like I said, like it has some weight behind it. And, you know, gorgeous atmosphere. The game is running with Unreal Engine 5.5, I believe. And, you know, just like I said, look at it. This is incredible. It has got me more excited than, I would say, any survival game I've seen probably in the last 3 or 4 years. I've been following these guys since like January of 2023. Very small team. Like, this is 100% a smaller indie dev team. I'm talking like, you know, they might have brought on some more people by now, kind of as they're, you know, getting ready to, you know, I would assume get some play tests going for 2025. But we're talking like less than 10 people. And I just think that is, what a feat to, you know, for seven or eight little buddies to get together and create something like this. And it's so early, like we're talking pre-alpha, and we're already being exposed to builds like this. And you know, the devs even said, like, this is very, very, you know how devs do, they'll build stuff and it looks cool, but they're saying, like, what's going to be possible with this building system? They're like, we know that you guys are going to blow us away with what kind of you know, hacks and manipulations you're going to come up with, and base designs and things that we would never dream that you all were going to do with pieces. You'll end up doing and blowing us away. And I think that's just, I think that's how it always goes. We always push the limits of what the devs think we're gonna do, and that's what's so fun about these, you know, these building survival games where everything isn't pre-blueprinted for you, and there's a real sense of, you know, creativity, flexing your creative muscles, and there's just a real sense of accomplishment when you put these bases together. And, you know, talking to the devs even back in the day, it's not as much so as just gonna be your base, but I mean, like, here, look at that bed. Like, look at those giant tusks on your bed. It's like, essentially, you're gonna build entire villages in this game, in these different biomes. Definitely gonna have different biomes. It seems like the starting biome is kind of gonna be like your more jungle area that you see our little survivor in now. But I have seen desert, I've seen snow. There are gonna be a plethora of biomes for us to explore. And the devs said all kinds of points of interest and creatures, and Just all kinds of weird little things for us to discover. It looks like in this little base, I think this one is back away from the water. You can see when she first comes in. We'll kind of let this pan. That treasure chest looks awesome. Watch when she walks in. I believe her bed is upstairs. So yeah, see the tusks up there? Like her little bed is up on this top platform. And it looks like maybe her little grinding stone / kitchen is over here. We've got the living room furniture. We've got the giant fireplace. Looks like maybe she has some storage boxes over here. We've got a barrel. We've got candles, torches, and you can see a lot of these are held together by that thread. And that's why I think that is going to be a big part of your building process in this game, is making sure you have a lot of that thread. And actually even that roof piece, you can see when she is walking up, that is not thatch anymore. That definitely looks like some kind of tile, possibly even a stone tile roof that almost looks like little rock slats, doesn't it? I think that's what kind of like your upgraded roof is. I mean, of course, you start with the thatch, and then I'm assuming you have a wooden roof and then probably progress to a stone roof. I don't see anything just right off the bat about comfort. Obviously, I think the red is your health. Your green, not 100% sure. Possibly stamina. I've not seen her actually run yet. In any of these clips, but I'm just trying to see if, I don't want to miss anything for you guys. Okay, yeah, definitely goes over and interacts with what we can assume to be kind of like her little sewing area, and definitely probably what you need to get the your little pieces of thread that hold your building pieces together. Over on her little shelf, it looks like she's got a little starfish. She's got some bone that almost looks like some kind of little vegetable over there. Very, very cool. Let's just go back and see what else am I missing? This is just so awesome. Okay, we definitely have some food over here. There are your finished potted plants. She's got a half barrel. Some seats. That looks really, really cool, kind of under her base. You've got the little archway pieces. Let's kind of let this go a little further. I wanted to take a look at that trunk area again. Very, very cool. Torches and the candles. Yeah, right here. Let's just take a look at this. Okay, so we've got might just be a piece of decoration, or could be a wood chopping area. This is really cool. Look at, this could actually be the workbench, because look how the little claws, or these tusks, are holding tools. That could be some kind of that could be your workbench right there that you'll run up to and start crafting. We've got some little jars over here, a little seashell, and this really cool kind of like themed trunk here with the Under a Rock logo. I think that is very awesome. The texture of the stone looks really, really cool. We've got something glowing over here. I don't know if that's something maybe she has harvested and it's glowing to kind of, maybe it does that at night to remind you to go over and pick it up. Very, very awesome on that. Beautiful fireplace. We're definitely going to have some kind of creature with large antlers. I think that is a workbench, guys. Look, because it's in this other base inside here covered, and you can see the like the little stone axe and some what looks like twigs with the axe in that stump log, some candles. I'm thinking that is definitely might be our first little glimpse at a workbench. And she also has some art up on the walls as well. But back to what I was saying with the antlers there, I'm assuming there's going to be a creature out there with these large antlers. I know they have a rabbit type creature that I believe it has little antlers, but they're definitely not as big as these. And I'm assuming also with this fish over here, we're going to be able to fish in under a rock. And if you have a fish that you've caught out in the depths and you really want to bring back and show off, I'm assuming that is going to be a decoration piece that you will be able to hang in your crib. And matter of fact, if we go back, let's just go back real quick and okay, so definitely they've got some skull mounts up here. There is your little lounge chair, regular seating. There's the larger couch. This looks like a hanging candle holder. We've got bookshelves, hooks. I don't know. There's that decorated fish kind of already ready to go. So I don't, maybe you might not be able, don't quote me on that. You might not be able to catch fish and each specific fish be able to come back and actually take a look at. But who knows? We've got construction, interactables, decorations, backpack, blueprints. I don't know if we've actually. Just want to see if I don't know if they've clicked on interactables yet. We might have got a quick clip of that. Let's kind of go back here real quick. Just skim through and oh. See what this menu is. Okay, that is in her backpack. She's got 212 bunch of stone. That is the thread, wood, thatch, berries, feathers from killing that dodo. So I'm assuming that those are going to be helpful with possibly bow and arrow. She has unlocked the doorway number 2, and she also unlocked a stool. She is running a little bit overweight right now, 239 out of 220. So I'm assuming that is definitely going to be something you'll be able to level up. And very, very cool little outfit. Okay, you definitely see her backpack. The one thing I don't know is if her equipment, if she doesn't have it pulled out, I'm not sure if it's gonna show. So when she puts this away, like you can see, she has her axe activated right now. If she were to switch to nothing, I don't like. That was one thing I was hoping to see. Like I really like in these survival games, like Myth of Empires, for example, when the equipment can actually be seen being worn on the player. Like if she puts that axe up, actually seeing it hang off of her. So that is something that I always thought is really, really awesome in these type of games. Hopefully, devs, if you're listening to this, if there's any way you can pull that off one day, we love being able to see our equipment actually on the players. Oh yeah, there's our interactables. So you have got your, so this is what she will actually use. And yeah, there we go. There's the workbench confirmed. It looks like a larger bed, single bed, campfire, and I'm assuming maybe some kind of cooking pot or some kind of gathering basket, possibly. So that's pretty cool. They've got the interactables separated from the decorations because, you know, they assume anything that she'll actually use, you know, is kind of in its own little separate category. That's very, very cool. And not many decorations right now on this early build, but like we said, this is probably like right when you first land on the island, and she is just now starting out. And the characters right now, they've used her a lot, but you will be able to create your own character. There is a character creation game, so you can be boy, girl, you know, whatever. They will let you create your own character. She's just used a lot for these examples. So if you have any ideas in mind for a weird character, I'm sure you're going to be able to create that. And this is where obviously she looks a little more advanced, getting a little more of those blueprints unlocked. And that balcony that she just put down, I think that's going to be very, very cool for some more of your vertical builds. And yeah, here is her placing down some of those early thatched roof pieces. And did that give us a requirement right there? I don't, let's see. I just want to see if that gave us a, okay, required resources, 10 sticks and 15 thatch. So not too bad for a door. You know, everybody likes a little bit of a grind, but you know, they kind of need to be careful with the, what was it? The PAX Day approach, where you kind of like, we don't want to have to grind for 45 minutes just to build a door. I think that game kind of has a host of problems that you know, monetization problems and just resource gathering problems. I think that's, they just kind of missed on like one of the most important things that you should have in your survival crafting game, and the required resources, which, you know, in their defense, they may have dialed that back now. I did read some updates on the, you know, they were aware of the feedback and how it was a little too grindy to get materials just for one piece of wall. So in their defense, I haven't checked, but they could have dialed that back. But this is looking really sensible, 10 and 15 for your door number 3. So that is, that's good to see. We're not seeing something that says like 200 and 150. But yeah, guys, that is, I just, anytime something comes out for this game, I am just all over it. I cannot get enough info. Love this diagonal build she just put down. And anything Under a Rock, you can go back. I've got a bunch of videos covering some of their dev vlogs, and just when they release new videos, I cover it. So anything like that that you guys want to see, definitely go back and check out Under a Rock on the channel. And like I said, typically these games I play in private, but I think this one is so particularly cool that I think it's going to make the channel. I think that what we're going to be able to do in this game from just a building standpoint, I think there is going to be a massive audience for it. And I can't wait to get in here and design my own little cabin and kind of just start figuring out the limits of the build and building my own village. I tell the devs like once a month, I'm like, guys, like whatever you need me to do, if you want somebody to test it outside of your all's rigs, if you want a real world tester just out here on my own system, listen, I sign NDAs all the time. I will keep it a secret for you. And I think, I really hope they let some of us get in and do that, because I think that we can provide a lot of feedback that a team of 5 probably don't have time or would never think of, as far as how much they're staring at the game. Whereas if you have some geek like me that just wants to get in and build and kind of start, you know, seeing how the system really operates, I think we could really get in and give them some valuable feedback. And like I mentioned, they would have some real world testing out there from just a regular content creator friend. So anyways, guys, wishlist this, join their Discord. I'll link all that down below. And yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. I will catch you in the next Under a Rock video. See you guys.